Good evening and thanks for joining us for 23 ABC News at 6. I'm Keely Van Middendorp. Beginning tonight with valley fever, a disease that you may not know much about, but officials say it is an endemic here in Kern County and is most common when we have windy and dusty days. 23 ABC's Brianna Willis joining us in the live center with an in-depth breakdown of this disease, and she explains why it's critical to be mindful of it. Brianna.
Yeah, that's right, Keely. As you can see in this chart from the CDC, California, which is represented here in the blue, and Arizona, which is represented in the orange, have the most cases of valley fever. Now, in more data from the CDC, if you scroll down here, in 2019 alone, Arizona had 10,359 cases. California had over 9,000 cases. Nevada, New Mexico, and Utah had 350 cases. And in all other states, they had 290 cases. Now, local health officials say it's important to be aware of valley fever because in some cases, you may not even know that you have it.
Oftentimes, we're going to have valley fever and really have no symptoms at all, the majority of us. But some of us will become quite sick, and unfortunately, this in very rare circumstances can lead to death.
On windy days or when dust storms occur, it can cause valley fever. Associate Medical Director with Kern Medical's Valley Fever Institute, Arash Haydari, says it's a fungus that grows in the soil here locally.
The fungus lives in the soil, and it's usually in the area of what we call lower Sonoran life zone, which Bakersfield and Kern County is one part of it.
Michelle Corson with Kern County Public Health says the fungus is most common this time of year.
We actually are entering in the time of year where valley fever becomes more common. It's from June through November here in California are really kind of seen as those peak months of acquiring valley fever.
While valley fever is not contagious and you may not have any symptoms, Corson says there are some indicators to keep in mind.
You're going to want to pay attention to things like fever, coughing, difficulty breathing, and body aches. You can even develop rashes. So everybody's body is going to really react differently if they are having a reaction. So you're really going to want to seek medical attention if you have symptoms like this that persist.
The fungus can also take time to actually enter a person's lungs, and Haydari says that's why it's best to have knowledge of the disease.
The average time from the acquisition